Hello, the Bear 650. Several weeks ago, we did an initial impression of this, and now we got a chance to ride it a bit longer on different types of roads. CK had an Interceptor which he really enjoyed and was kind of sad when he let it go. After how many kilometers did you let it go, CK?
I think it was 18 and a half or 19,000 kilometers.
Kilometers, so he had a great time with it. He has fond memories, and he wrote this today, so I'll hand it over to CK to share how he feels in comparison to the Interceptor, because that's the base on which we build about the differences between the Interceptor and this. That's a proven machine, been around since 2018. This is a new kid on the block. So this can help you decide whether it's going to be the Interceptor or the Bear for those who are not very loyal to one or the other. CK?
Yeah, Boski. So for me, the first and foremost is like as soon as I got onto the motorcycle, yes, at stationary compared to the Interceptor, this felt a tad heavier just because of the height. The seat is much taller than the Interceptor, and if you look at it, the overall bike is also a bit taller compared to the Interceptor. Has better ground clearance, if I get it right.
It does.
Next big moment was the handlebar. Interceptor was a bit crouched, and this one's like firm, open-chested, something which I always prefer. Got a slight lean angle to it, unlike the Interceptor, which got a bit more aggressive lean. This is like opened up, and I love the stance on it. Suspension, the front was like awesome. Yeah, the Interceptor used to dive.
Yeah, it's too soft. No, Interceptor is too squishy.
Vellows around.
Yeah.
This held itself pretty well. The rear, now how I interpreted it is the bike seemingly telling you that I've got a lovely engine. If you want to make the suspension work for you, push it on. The chassis will be able to keep up with it. Speeds of like around 70, 80, undulations. I mean, the suspension was fine. I didn't get that hard, jarring hits.
Yeah, this is something, feedback has been coming from the Bear, that the suspension is hard, because most of them are puttering around on bad roads and getting that feedback. It is firm. I will not say it is hard. Counterintuitively, the faster I start to go on this, the better it seems to behave. So it is tuned for a little bit of aggressive riding. Trying to go very gently over some bad patches and cuts, yeah, it tends to give a little bit of a jarring, but go a little bit faster, it gets better. Yeah.
Yes, and the other things that also appealed to me was the screen.
Nice, right?
It's got the Himalayan screen, pretty nice, intuitive as well. I really like the color schemes in this. You could call me cosmetic, but
it goes with the theme of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Nice color combination. Interceptor had to remain sober because of the styling, the positioning. It had to remain a bit sober in terms of what colors could be offered. This can be a bit flashy.
Younger at heart.
Who wants to feel young?
Who doesn't want to?
He's jealous of me, I think.
I'll join you to the gym. And the other part is like when I was filtering in the traffic, I was not actually had to give the rear silencers a look.
Yeah, that flared exhaust.
Yeah, the flared exhaust.
They actually don't get in the way, but they kind of mess with the head, when do the slight movement in tight traffic, squeezing between the lanes. Yeah, the flared exhaust of the Interceptor plays with the mind. This is very compact, single-side exhaust. Yeah, sounds good also.
It sounds good. It's a bit more pronounced, unlike the bubbly nature of the Interceptor. There's a little bit more pronounced, plays on your ears for a longer duration, is not intrusive at all. And the vehicle actually responds to your throttle inputs a bit more smarter. I find this motorcycle, I don't know if it's my mindset, even though I had a BS4 and this is a leaner BS6 engine, I found this a bit more agile to my inputs compared to the Interceptor.
Interesting observation. So you still remember how your Interceptor felt?
Yes,
No, I believe it because he's a horrible petrol head. He's 10 times worse than me.
I mean, like,
He's a big fan of twins. He's always stated that. I'm a big fan of singles. So that's why I'm letting him do the talking. And I'm not rambling away like I normally do.
yeah, you've been kind.
How's the seat?
Seat's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit wider. It's not too wide and it's not too narrow as the Interceptor. It's sufficiently wider, giving my butt the good resting thing. Captain Bolskwashki doesn't visit you.
Yeah, doesn't visit. The thing about the Interceptor seat, it is so flat and so firm. What happens is, under braking acceleration, there's a tendency for the rider to slide back forward, kind of moving, slipping on it. This has got more friction on it, and it's got a slight U shape.
Yep.
So movement is not so radical, and the throttle doesn't, the bottom doesn't tend to slide back. Maybe marginally better than the Interceptor, I would say. I felt better on this.
And it's not like a bucket.
It's not a bucket, it's got a marginal.
Yeah. There's a marginal dip. I found it pretty good, the seat. And I like this touch of the plate.
Yeah. This is modeled after that Eddie Mulder's Big Bear Run Royal Enfield. Some story, some theme behind this motorcycle. Looks smashing. I think the foot pegs are a little forward set compared to the Interceptor, right?
Yes.
So a little more comfortable.
Little bit more comfortable, yeah.
And the height between the seat and the foot peg also is more compared to the Interceptor.
Yeah, I didn't have to basically null the angle of the knee.
Yeah.
Was not too much on this.
So this would be more comfortable on longer.
On the highways, yeah, definitely.
Longer runs.
Yeah, the what we did on the expressways, it was much more natural position compared to the Interceptor. Interceptor, yeah, I remember the knees had to be a bit back, with the body a little bit front, leaning front. This one is pretty neutral that way.
And what I noticed was Interceptor at higher speeds felt a little more easy to flick than this. Did you feel it that way? But I found this more stable.
This is a bit more planted, yeah.
More planted, but that
the flickability on the Interceptor,
immediate. I thought it was marginally better.
Could be, Baske.
Yeah, maybe because it's got smaller front wheel, it's lower. Maybe I felt that's what I felt in comparison, that it could flick a little bit easier compared to this. However, at speeds in excess of 120, this felt more.
This is more confidence inspiring. As I said, the Interceptor basically gives away with the Valois suspension. So the minute you're like 120s and upwards,
it starts to
move
around too much.
It moves around, tends to move around too much. But whereas it was able to hold its line pretty well, even under acute braking. I didn't feel the the rear will visit you kind of situations. No.
Yeah, of course, this is a tube type setup. So is the Interceptor. However, in the Interceptor, there is an option of alloys and tubeless. What could one do about this? I would say there are some conversion kits available. Get it done only on the rear. The front wheel well, where the spoke sit is narrow. The treatment may not work. So no need to take a chance. I'm speaking from my experience, not on this motorcycle. Generally converting spoke rims with a seal kit to tubeless. I have done that on a few motorcycles. So my learning is front wheels do not respond very well simply because their well is narrow. The rear wheel well where the spoke sit is broad here. We can convert, and also 9 out of 10 flat tires are on the rear. And in case of flat at the front, it is far easier to remove and reinstall the front wheel than the rear wheel. Consider a tape kit. The spoke wheels have an advantage. I am not referring to off-road because again, we make too much. This is not to do. No. I am not going to take this off-road and say how it behaves, and I'm going to jump off and say this is a scrambler.
I thought you wanted to be the Paul Tarsi of JP Nagar.
I don't want to be Paul Torres. I don't want to be Khmera Bet or whoever that person is. So it is called a scrambler and positioned. Now, really, how many of us have the skill to take this off-road and push it and enjoy the grip of the tires, the suspension, and the flexibility of the spoke wheel? Not many of us. within our own capacities, this motorcycle can do it. The limitation is the rider, it is not the motorcycle. This can do. Do we want to do that now? This is it can commute reasonably well. Yeah, it is too big. It generates a lot of heat. Yes, this is going to throw a lot of heat. It is summer now. Oh, next 2 months, kalmi kebab. So no chaddi and chappals, please. You're going to roast the daylight out of the leg. Even trousers are going to be a disaster. Even jeans would be a bit of trouble. Sneakers and jeans are no good. I got to get some good riding gear. Yes, got to get some good riding gear. That's how we ride this motorcycle. So it can commute to an extent, quite okay. It can tour very well for somebody who enjoys the twin cylinder, a lovely burble. And during your tours, your travels, if you encounter some bad roads, this can handle. That's how I would put it. Manufacturers can name anything, adventure, touring, scrambler. Let them give all kinds of names. Doesn't mean just because somebody is named Veer doesn't mean he's a brave fellow. It's just a name given to him. It's okay.
True.
It's okay. So let's not get carried away with that. It's got road clearance. So yes, you encounter some bad roads, definitely it can handle. And another recommendation is when one buys this motorcycle, ride it as it is for some time.
That's a mandate.
Yeah, going into too many mods, changing this, changing that, because you want to convert it into a motorcycle that you are used to. No, please don't do that. Adapt to the motorcycle's strength and capability. If you're riding Bullet with a certain stance, don't turn this into a Bullet. Please don't make it into a Bullet. You adapt and learn. The most common thing I've seen is risers. This is like this. If you go to the gym, the trainer, the first thing when you're picking up weights or reaching for something, first thing he'll give you a slap and say, don't reach for something like this.
Yeah.
Reach this way.
Yes.
Bend at the hips.
I think I'll come a little bit forward. I think
Yeah, bend at the hips, keep the back straight. Stick your butt out. Yes. So, it's not like, I reach
I
like
want to
this.
do that, yeah.
A lot of habits are ingrained in us because of how we have evolved in our motorcycling, scootering, bicycling, and then we come to something like this and we want to turn this into that.
It's better you stick to the old motorcycle itself. Why spend so much money and then do reverse engineering?
Sitting straight might appear to be comfortable, but remember, in the event of one solid hit or a smash at the bottom, for a pothole or some unexpected bump, it's going to give a whack straight up the spine.
Yeah.
Whereas, lean forward this way, the whack, this is how you're going to absorb the shock. You're going to get you're going to get a bit thrown off this way, which will not affect the spine as much as an impact vertically upward into the spine. So there are a few things, there are reasons why a posture is this way. And at higher speeds, a posture this way can resist the wind.
Yeah.
Sitting like this, and then wrist is paining, elbow, shoulder is paining, my neck is paining, the helmet is not okay, there is a lot of noise, the jacket is flapping. Get the right posture. Lean forward. Once you build that air dam in front of you, riding becomes easier. Use the core. I have said this a few times earlier.
Yeah.
Use the core against the wind, not hang on with dear life with your arms. At 100 kilometers per hour, you try this. Ride how you normally do at 100 kilometers per hour. Whatever you do, watch the mirrors. Make sure everything is safe around you. There are no vehicles very close to you. Let it go. Let the handlebar go. If you get thrown back, then you are hanging on with your hands. If you let it go and the upper body doesn't move even at 100 km per hour wind, then you are using your core to hold yourself against it. I go to the gym now. Started going to the gym recently. Before that, I used to do just some general jogging, walking, and some typical park exercises. Amazing to see the age profile in a gym. 1 in 20 of the people who come to work out in a gym is above 45.
Okay.
There's only 1 in 20. So what do we expect if we don't have that level of fitness? Life takes over.
Yeah.
Family takes over. Business takes over. Responsibility takes over. Nothing wrong. No fault. I'm not saying anything about that. We all have our own things to shovel and take care. Let it not come at the cost of losing our fitness.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
No,
CK.
no.
I think it is relevant,
Yes.
especially for people coming into bigger and heavier motorcycles after a long gap. It is very important to understand the fact fitness is very important. Pain here, pain here, pain here. Pain. All that is fitness. It is not the motorcycle. It is not the motorcycle. Believe me. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Sit on a chair. Stand up from a chair. On a dining chair, you're sitting on a chair eating food. When you stand up, how do you stand up? Do you stand up like this, or do you?
No, you bend forward
Lean
and
forward.
then, yeah.
There you go. That's the way. That's the balance. That is how you stand. That's how the body works. Work on fitness. Entire core strength. My hands are shaking today. It was my arms day today, and I was struggling to ride the motorcycle. And my instructor took it easy today, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, he didn't push me, but I told him, dude, I have to ride a motorcycle. Don't squeeze the daylights out of me. So it is very important. Fitness is very important. A lack of fitness, we try to compensate by changing things on the motorcycle. The interceptor, many brought the foot forward
Yeah, I found it very
and
weird.
put risers. Yes, make your ride comfortable. Understand why some things are way they are. So work on fitness. These, if you're a returning motorcyclist, it is all the more important to hit the gym. I got that gym rating on my scorecard, fitness card when I started. I am only 60% fit. That was terrible. I was like, time I need to get fit.
Not bad still, first class.
Yeah. Just made it. Just made it. I could manage only 3 push-ups. 3 push-ups. I was like shaking. I'm digressing. I come back to the Bear. So this is a motorcycle one will enjoy, provided the right techniques, the right body posture is used, provided no modifications are made. Ride it as it is. Believe me, 9 out of 10 of you will enjoy this motorcycle. CK, would you say this is the best 650 in the lineup for you? Your choice would this be your choice?
Amongst the Yaris, if I have
Among
to pick
the Royal
up,
Enfield
the
650s?
650s, this goes, yeah. This is my go-to bike. If at all I make a call, let me get back and buy the 650s from the Royal Enfield. It's a natural evolution or a progression, what I feel. They've made up the front suspension. The handlebar stance is better than what it was earlier. The tank, which was the best part in the Interceptor, they've retained the same. Not much of changes. A bit of flashy design, I'm okay with it. 2-in-1 looks neat, and I don't care for the alloys. I'm happy. This is my go-to choice.
So if you are looking for a Royal Enfield 650 and you are undecided which model, keep this in your list. No matter what other you have in your mind, most of the time you probably go for the Bear 650.
Eyes closed.
Enjoy your rides, get fit yourself to the motorcycle, ride it stock, do not change things right away from the showroom, because there is a reason why it is made the way it is made. Then gradually, yes, tailor make it to yourself in incremental steps. Enjoy your rides.
Thank you, Baske.